News at 10. First, the highlight. Governor Sanwo-Olu applauds conduct of local government council development area elections in Lagos State. President Tinubu directs Niger Delta Development Commission to complete abandoned projects. On the foreign scene, United States President to attend FIFA Club World Cup finale. And in sport, European champions Paris Saint-Germain set for Club World Cup final showdown against Chelsea. Now the details. I am Dele Agadumo. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has described the process of the local government elections across the state as free and fair. Governor Sanwo-Olu stated this at polling unit 006, St. Stephen's Nursery and Primary School, Adeniji Adele Road, where he voted alongside his wife, Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu. Sanwo-Olu said the local government is the closest to the grassroots, hence the need for good governance.
Also glad that we have, a peaceful weather. So I expect that, the time we have used for people to express their civic rights, they would use it well, and everything will be done, will be conducted peacefully, and at the end of the day, we want to commend the effort of LASEC. I saw one of their commissioners here. I also want to thank all the state equivalent of LASEC that have also come to watch and to observe, what we're doing here in Lagos. And I want to generally just commend all you gentlemen of the press. You have taken this very seriously as a national election, and we're indeed very, very happy that you've given it all the right reportage, you've given it all the coverage that is needed.
Our reporter Adiola Akidele reports that accreditation and voting started as early as 8 a.m. at polling units 006 and 007 with adequate security in place. Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, has expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the local government election across the state, describing it as peaceful, orderly and devoid of any form of violence or irregularities. Obasa, who cast his vote around 11:16 a.m. at polling unit 019, Ward E, located on Uluwole Olaniyan Street in the Orile Agege area of Lagos, further commended the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission LASEC for its efforts in ensuring a smooth electoral process, emphasizing that peaceful elections are a cornerstone of democracy and good governance. The Speaker also expressed optimism that the outcomes of the election would reflect the will of the people, stressing the need for transparency, fairness and credibility throughout the electoral process. Inadequate voter education, poor governance, indifference on the part of the elite and lack of robust media collaboration have been described as factors militating against voters' turnout during elections. Stakeholders who spoke with our reporter Adiwale Oluboroko in Mushi, Surulere and Ifako-Ijaye local government area lamented late arrival of election materials due to logistics and ad hoc staff challenges. In Mushi, the chairman, Sulaiman Yusuf, who described the process as seamless and peaceful, frowned at the low turnout of voters in elite areas.
Most of the places that we have low turnout, now the place where the elite they stay, and that thing is not good. The press too, you need a lot of work to do for us to sensitize the elite. When we talk to them, talk, they will promise you they will come out, but on the day of election, they don't go come out. They go sit down for hours.
On their part, the Federal Commissioner of the Public Complaints Commission representing Lagos State, Hafiz Oduewu, and former Commissioner Youth and Sports Development, Agbola Dabiri, expressed optimism about the process, despite early signs of voter apathy in some areas, urging citizens to support President Bola Tinubu in navigating the country's current challenges. In Mushi, All Progressives Congress chairmanship candidate Haruna Aruwe advocated proper preparation before and during the polls to ensure voters' confidence in the electoral process. Now to the rest of the stories. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to prioritize the completion of all abandoned critical projects across the Niger Delta region. The President issued the directive during the 25th anniversary plenary celebration of the NDDC held in Port Harcourt. The event was themed Transmitting Vision to Reality for the Sustainable Development of the Niger Delta region. Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, said NDDC plays a central role in the national development strategy. The President said his administration had prioritized the development of the Niger Delta due to the region's significant contributions to the nation's progress. He expressed confidence that once completed, the projects would accelerate the development of the region and the country at large. He affirmed the federal government's continued support for the NDDC to enable it to fulfill its mandate of advancing the development of the Niger Delta. As a way of redefining retirement and promoting economic self-reliance, Lagos State government has graduated its first batch of retiring civil servants from a transformative entrepreneurship training program. At the graduation ceremony held in Alausa, Ikeja, 100 retirees received certificates and startup packs to help launch their new ventures after decades of dedicated public service. The initiative under Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's Themes Plus agenda aims to equip retiring officers with practical business skills, financial literacy, and the right mindset to transition smoothly from civil service into successful entrepreneurs, wealth creators, and community builders. Speaking at the graduation ceremony, the head of service, Olabode Agoro, noted that the initiative underscores the present administration's dedication to preparing public servants for a productive life beyond service. In his remarks, guest speaker Olajide Basharon, a retired permanent secretary of the ministry, encouraged the graduates to embrace continuous learning, innovation, and networking to succeed in their entrepreneurial pursuits. Now to foreign news. The United States President Donald Trump says he will be attending the final of the newly expanded FIFA Club World Cup in his latest use of the beautiful game as a soft power political weapon. His appearance at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where Paris Saint-Germain faces Chelsea, is a trial run for the World Cup final, which will take place in the same stadium next year. Trump has made it clear that he sees both tournaments as well as the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics as showpieces for what he calls the golden age of America during his second term. Now, sport. The curtain comes down on the first edition of FIFA's expanded Club World Cup as reigning European champions Paris Saint-Germain faces Chelsea in the final at the MetLife Stadium. It is a glamour matchup that FIFA President Gianni Infantino would have been hoping for to wrap up the tournament that he labeled as marking the start of the golden era of club football. Chelsea coach Enzo Maresca acknowledged ahead of the game that PSG are probably at the moment the best team in the world, and the French side are hoping to cap off the most remarkable of seasons by completing a stunning clean sweep of trophies. PSG won a French league and cup double before claiming the UEFA Champions League for the first time in their history, with a record-breaking 5-0 victory over Inter Milan in the final at the end of May. And that is our news at 10. Just before we go, slow down at road junctions, intersections, and pedestrian crossings. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. Visit our website on www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM live on My Lagos app for timely update. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration introduced the Lagos Economic Acceleration Program, LEAP, to reduce the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on small businesses? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has described the process of the local government elections across the state as free and fair. President Bola Tinubu has directed the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, to prioritize the completion of all abandoned critical projects across the Niger Delta region. We also told you that the United States President Donald Trump said he will be attending the final of the newly expanded FIFA Club World Cup in his latest use of the beautiful game as a soft power political weapon. And in sport, the curtain comes down on the first edition of FIFA's expanded Club World Cup as reigning European champions Paris Saint-Germain faces Chelsea in the final at the MetLife Stadium. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That is the news broadcast compiled by Adesuwa Ejoyoka. I am Dele Agadumo. Good morning. Thank you for listening.